Hey, yo, this is King Erner coming to you guys live and direct. Sad to say that not every time an individual who is born into poverty, not every time an individual who is born into the type of community that we all were raised in gets the opportunity to reach it big time, to touch the type of money that this young man has touched. So I have to make sure I break it down correctly of what's going on here. You'll see these bloggers, you'll see these other guys, they're trying to care about what's going on in our community when it comes down to individuals who get caught up for crime. And you see the same individuals that were shining and smiling when the money was coming in begin to be the individuals that are pointing the fingers more than anything. Now you hear about Thugger supposed to be this or Thugger supposed to be that, but none of these people are coming forth. No one's family, no one's girlfriend, no one's children is coming forth and saying, oh my goodness, this young man has put a smile on many people's face, many families' face. This man has taken time out and put everybody that was in the same poverty that he came out of on. You don't have individuals that care about anyone per se, but he took time out and he done this. And no one cares that everybody that he helped out musically, publicly, is pointing the finger. The only one I'm thinking, and when I sit here and I sit here and think about it, the only one who isn't pointing the finger and saying anything bad about him and always keeping their friendship and good respect is Little Baby. And I have reason to believe that Little Baby was a type of individual that said, you know what, Thugger, we got to stop associating ourselves with so many. I'm taking the back seat and I'm going to do something wholeheartedly. I cannot help everybody. I cannot save everybody. But what ends up happening is individuals will still try to save people. And that's the heart in him. I know a guy like him. I'm like him myself. We don't care. We have honor all the way through the moon, man. Some would say, King Erner, what's this honor thing you speak about? What's this loyalty you speak about when you hear of an individual going to be a star witness in a case? When you hear an individual who you know has no other reason to be there as a witness and is coming forth as a witness in a trial against someone he either had a quarrelsome with, was tight with, or had any type of disagreements with. I mean, why would this person, if this person has honor, why would this person want to actually put this position in place? Why would he want to ever show up to a trial against someone who comes from the same atmosphere, the same cloth, the same understanding of poverty as he has come from? Why would you get with every slave master worldwide and agree to bury your brother? Why? And a lot of people are going to say, King Erner, do you have proof that this guy is coming to do that? I don't have proof of that. But what I have understanding is he has no reason to be in Thugger case. He has no reason to be there, but he's going to be. This YFN Lucci, the looks he has in his eyes is as if he's been a hater. And that's how it is most of the time. You be all right with someone, then all of a sudden you're having a quarrelsome about whatever reason, and you're trying to figure out, okay, we can have the quarrelsome, but why do we have to go publicly with any disagreements that we have, put in the world and our business? Now, I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say this again. YFN Lucci Coochie Face Mizzut has no reason to be there. He has no reason to be there. But he's there for a reason. And when he shows up, he's going to show the world exactly what I mean when I say stop recycling crime, because that's what's been going on this whole case. This whole trial, this whole motion here, this plea there, it's all been a thing which you see the state in this, per se, and the government allowing them to do it, allowing recycle crime. You're hearing about individuals who are criminals that they signed up to it already. Young Thug is the only one who hasn't said, hey, I'm not a criminal. And there's two other guys who's not taking a plea. And I want to say this, but I'm not going to speak on that because I don't have the full understanding of that yet neither. Nonetheless, this YFN Mizzy, kid son of a Mizan, has taken time out to become a witness against a black man. See, some going to say, well, hey, Erna, they was in the streets, so I don't have no proof of it. Guess what I do have proof of, though? They both were successful. When you come from poverty and you both are successful, when criminal things pop up, and if you are a part of it, you don't get to doing what? Going around speaking on it and locking others up. Go ahead, let everybody tell on me. Come on, bring it. Because at the end of the day, you know the type of money you sing. And if you're guilty, you know to accept whatever that comes with that and just go to bed and make sure you're able to walk a compound with your honor intact and have, your little commissary and get your visits. Get yourself to a camp, get you a little bit of coochie and you're good. But, this era doesn't think like that. They think it's okay to become stoolies just to get home. They call it saving one another. And you don't save yourself from God. You don't save yourself from the families that you hurt daily. Let's speak about that. Back in slavery, what ended up happening is they had someone that was amongst the field brothers and sisters, the ones who had to do tending to the cultivations and things of this nature on the plantation. And one gets jealous of the other because the other is doing so well with not being involved or caring about what master has to say. And one begins to do something like sneak vegetables back to their family. And here it is, this individual who's supposed to be a part of their people, know their people are in captivity, and takes it and gives it to the slave master. Hey, master, a brother so-and-so, falam, he's for the last couple of days been stealing vegetables, taking them back to his family. And then he begins to get credit every time he tells, but he doesn't understand the pain he's taking the other family away. He doesn't understand the father is missing them when he's over and over again, all because someone amongst them who could have took a little bit of nutritious back to their family and made sure their children was eating correctly or a lot bit better than what they were eating. Because if you don't know, on a plantation, all they ate was what pigs ate. And they had to eat the pig. It got that bad. But what mind boggles me the most about this specific brother who turns into the slave who turns in his brother and sister to master to get recognition, respect, and did you hear what I said? Live in the big house, the big white house that's almost a mile or two from the plantation that your brothers and sisters work on together, heartfully, daily, sweating, women with children, working hard, sweating for master and his family to have all of these fine vegetables, all of these beautiful cotton, clothes, all of these things that they need in order for them to be successful. We take care of their children, and you, the slave who want to master and have successfully made it to the White House, you done all that to see what? Your children raped in front of you, your daughter, your wife, your son be beaten and belittled, your family watch you belittled in front of the people, all because of what? And when you look at these young men, you begin to understand that these young men could have had a lot of strength and a lot of power. But these rats, the ones who run the master, that's in the big house, you'll find out that they don't care about being belittled. They don't care about their family being shamed. And guess what they really don't care about? They don't care about the family members of Young Thugger, although Young Thugger was the one to make sure he fed all their family members. Just put a little, an arm around a shoulder and say, this is my brother Slime on a picture, or hey, this is that person or this person. At the end of the day, these individuals should have the gall to stand on a stand, sit on a stand and get in that box and turn these solid ones, not just Young Thugger, whoever stands sturdy, over to the same people who've been oppressing us from the beginning of time. No, I'm being truthful here. You mean to tell me you guys say, oh, they're all civilians and y'all make up all these excuses, but y'all wasn't making up the excuses when you heard them in the raps and you heard them and you saw them doing the negative things that they were speaking of. You didn't say none of this. So who has the power? Who looks ignorant? Who looks of stupidity? Who are the individuals who should be embarrassed to walk around as a people? We should. We should. And you'll have all these guys get on these social medias and trying to break it down, but none of them are going to give you understanding that when these guys get on the stand, guess what they're doing? They're asking permission to get in the big house to suck up the master in order for them to be allowed to put crime back in our community, to continue to do the negative things as long as they participate in crime and also tell on the crime that they participate in. Now, that's one thing. Like, come on, let's be truthful here. These guys, all of a sudden, in a state case, they have the opportunity to testify and people believe their story, when at any other time when a witness get on the stand and they're liars or criminals, their testimony isn't accepted. But here it is. And guess what? Young Thug is going to rise above it. He's going to rise above it, just like every black man who another person has went to master and told on and said, ha, 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 I'm laughing at you because I'm in the big house. No, you'll lose. You'll lose. Me, I'd rather be like Young Thugger. I'd rather be like the Nat Turners. You know why I'd rather be like that? I'd rather suffer on the plantation, getting up every day, being beat to work. You're going to beat me to work for you. You're going to beat me to tend to everything that's going on in this plantation and these vegetables. You're going to beat me because every chance I get, I'm going to steal some food back on that plantation to take back to my family to feed them. I'm going to take them strikes on my back. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll deal with that. Like the Young Thuggers, like the AR Abs. Hey, listen, I'll take my time, keep my rights, because you never know when slavery will be lifted. It was lifted at a time where they let some of us, but it really wasn't lifted, and we're still going through it with things like this because we turn on each other. So I'll take my cell before I ever get in bed with any of these Rizzats and these rat lovers and these people that are behind justice who is blind, and say, hey, I got to wake up and look in the mirror and say, I'm the Rizzat? No. Don't put that on my heart. I want to go to bed at night with wept on my back with my honor intact. Why them? They be in a big house watching their children get raped and their wives get dishonored. Because believe it or not, every Rizak, every stoolie, every informant, when they wake up, they don't feel good. When they go to bed, they don't feel good. Only thing that makes them feel good is them continuing and doing crime, dealing with agents, lining their friends up, going around in the poverty neighborhoods, giving out the drugs, even in these times, the weed. Even though the weed isn't really like a drug anymore, they still can go ahead and tell in certain states, all of the different drugs that they're able to get their hands on easier than anybody. They're able to get the short end of the stick, but at the end of the day, it hurts at the more steadier pace. Rizak can't sleep. You think he can sleep? That's why they stay with those bags under their eyes. Or Rizak can't think because all their thoughts is chanting on everything they ever told on. Same thing like the slave who wants to get into the big house. He can't sleep hearing his woman and his children getting raped in the next room. He can't sleep with the baby coming out with blue eyes knowing that at the end of the day, this baby wasn't ever going to come out in this fashion, if it was his child. So we must understand what's going on. And the conscience will kill before anything. King on alive and direct.